Hello traders and Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, coming to you from the digital studios of Market Club, and looking at the Dow, which is amazing. With all the gyrations we've had this week, the Dow is practically unchanged. We closed last week at 17,730 and we're currently trading at 17,705. We're 25 points down for the week, which is practically nothing. And look where it is in terms of the shapes we've talked about before. We're right down in the sort of core area that the Dow has been and found support in. So let's see what happens next week, and maybe we'll get a signed contract with the Greeks. Who knows? But it should be an interesting weekend, as they say. Let's move on to the S&P 500 cash. Let's move on to the S&P 500 cash. Here you can see much the same picture. We closed last week at 2,076. We're 2,070 now, 6 points down for the week, which is practically nothing. We're pretty much a little bit low below the 50 line. We have our trade triangles negative, which is one thing, but again, this is falling in the core element right here. It's really found support there in the past. Now on the NASDAQ, you can see there we are lower for the week for sure, but we're still above the 50 line, and our long-term indicator is still positive here. So that's, again, this is a situation where we like this market probably best of all. So let's move on to our next market. Gold is lower for the week. What's new there? Once 1160, still not looking good, but we're still down towards the bottom end of this range here. So again, don't want to get bearish, super bearish on it, but you should be either out of this market or you're short. These are weekly charts we're looking at, by the way. Euro is higher for the week. Imagine that. And it really didn't break that much below the 110 level. It's come right back. It's going to have if it closes over these levels here, 111.68, it's going to look very, very good, I think, at least for the moment. You should be out of this market because we trade it with the weekly and the daily, and the daily is pointing up now from 110.95, indicating you should be out of this market and on the sidelines. Crude oil still lower for the week, no question about that. 52.20 last trading, very, very oversold, but nonetheless, the trend is clearly on the downside, and there's no reason to get excited about this market right at this moment. However, there's some stocks you should get excited about. Amazon, look at this in Amazon. This is amazing. We're just doing the same pattern we've seen here. Sideways, 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 big breakout. This to me is going to be sideways, 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 looking for another big breakout, another step up. And those steps tend to be pretty much $50 at a time. So we could be going from here up to maybe $500 for $490, something like that. Looks good to us. And remember, Amazon has this big Prime Day coming up soon in this month. Starbucks, higher for the week. Looks good to us. Trend is 100% overbought, still going high. They just raised prices on their coffee. People are addicted to their going in there, and a few cents either way is not going to make a lot of difference to a lot of people who use their services and drink their coffee. Facebook, same thing here. Looks good. It's consolidating 2 strong weeks here. Over the 50 line, all our trade triangles, with the exception of the daily, which is not that important, are positive, looking for this market to go higher. Under Armour, outside week. See the engulfing week here? Looks good. We've been bullish on this stock. We are still bullish, and we see it going up to probably 100 eventually. Who doesn't love Netflix? We love Netflix. Look at this stock. Just keeps going and going and going. We're looking at 700. Obviously, that's the next clear spot, but I think it would not be out of the question to this stock to hit 1,000, and it would not be out of this question for this to do a stock split as well. It's very, very expensive for a lot of investors. eBay is a little less expensive, and it's got an inside week. It's still positive, it's sort of consolidating. eBay tends to be a little bit more choppy, but it tends to trend up, and that's what we're looking for now. Maybe a little more choppy, but I think we're going to see this market move up to about the 70 level or even higher. Last stock of the day, we talked about this last week, is Teva Pharmaceutica. The symbol is TEVA right here, and that's higher for the week. And closing over the 61 line like this is very, very positive in our mind. And over the 50 line, everything is a go here. I like this stock a lot. I think we'll see it trade at least back up to the 68 level, maybe even to 70. So be patient with this one. It looks like it wants to go higher. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison, and we've had a lot of tumultuous markets this week with the Greek situation, but I think the Greeks and the EU are going to save face, and that's the important thing. I think the Greeks will squeak by. They'll make the reforms. They'll agree to the reforms. What happens after that in a few years is a completely different story, but for now, I think we're going to dodge this bullet, and the market's going to like that, and they'll be stronger next week. So we'll see. It all hinges on what happens this weekend in Greece. I'm Adam Hewison. Have a great weekend, everyone.